Welcome to the lecture 8.4 of Power System Protection. In this lecture, we'll see how directional relays and overcurrent relays simultaneously protect the power system. We'll see this figure first, figure 6.3. We have two sources here. That is a major difference we have compared to the previous lectures. Because here for any fault at P2 or P1, the fault current comes from both sides. In this case, overcurrent relays, it is difficult for overcurrent relays to identify the fault and trip the circuit. So we'll see the relevance of directional feature in operation of overcurrent relays to protect such systems. Now, consider this system with two sources. Suppose there is a fault at P1 here. Suppose there is a fault at P1. Then we want both B23 and B32 to open the circuit so that load 3 will be supplied from this source and load 2 and load 1 are supplied from this source. So basically all the three loads will not be interrupted and they will be supplied. Only thing is this line 2-3 will be taken out. Now, using time delay overcurrent relays, we would set B23 here, the breaker 23 faster than B21. Why? Because if we have a fault at P1, then we have the fault current from left to right through B23 and the same direction is followed for B21 also. Now, if suppose B21 is opening the circuit first or B21 is tripping first, then what happens is B23 will not will not sense a fault current. So B23 will not trip. So in that case, load 2 will not be supplied. Load 2 will be interrupted. So to avoid that, B23 should be faster than B21 so that after it identifies, if it senses a fault to the right side of B23, it should immediately trip with B32. Then only this line is isolated and loads 1, 2 and 3 are still supplied. Okay, now consider a fault at P2. What happens if the fault is at P2? Then breaker B23 will open faster than B21. Here, breaker B23, it is already set faster than B21. So what will happen? Load L2 will be disconnected. Load L2 will be disconnected. So when a fault can be fed from both the left and right, overcurrent relays cannot be coordinated. However, directional relays can be used to overcome this problem. Now we'll see how directional relay overcomes this problem with the same system. Let's say which relays should be coordinated for a fault at P1 and P2. Is the system also protected against bus faults? In the sense, if the fault is on the bus 1, 2 or 3, then also these relays could be coordinated or not. We'll see. So for a breakers B12, B21, B12, B21, B23 and B32 should respond only to faults on their forward direction or to the line sides, which means forward direction in the sense these breakers should take directional feature into consideration. For B3 and B1 it is not required because anyway B1 is very near to this source and B3 is very near to this source. So right to left will be the fault current will be always from fault current will be flowing always from left to right in B3 and left to right in B1. So no other direction is possible here. So B1 and B3 need not have a directional feature, but B12, B21, B23 and B32 should have a directional feature. Now for a fault at P1, what happens? For a fault at P1, the B21 relay would not operate. B21 relay would not operate. Right. B12 should coordinate with B23. B12 should coordinate with B23. Because if the fault is at P1, if B23 is faster and B12 is slower with respect to B23, then only B23 and B32 will be able to clear this fault. Clear in the sense will be able to isolate this line 2-3 and nullify the effect of fault at P1 so that L1, L2 and L3 will be supplied. If the coordination is not proper between B12 and B23, suppose B12 operates first, then what happens is the forward directional fault current is not applicable at B23 because P1 is supplied from this source. P1 in the sense the fault at P1, fault current at P1 is supplied from the source on the right side. B23 will not identify a fault current, then B23 will not open. So that is why we need a coordination between B12 and B23. Now, B3 should coordinate with B32. B3 should coordinate with B32 because if B3 opens first, then B32 will not identify a fault current because the fault is at P1 and the source at the right side is supplying this fault. So if it does not detect a fault current and B3 operates first, then B23 and B32 will not be able to isolate this line. So B3 and B32 should be coordinated and B12 and B23 should be coordinated for a fault at P1. Okay, now for a fault at P2, what should be done? For a fault at P2, B23 would not operate. Right, B23 would not operate. B32 should coordinate with B21. B32 should coordinate with B21 because we need B21 to operate and not B32. If B32 operates first, then B21 will not operate because the directional feature will not be, it will not follow the directional feature. Okay, now B1 should coordinate with B12. B1 should coordinate with B12 for a fault at P2. So for a fault at P1, what all should be coordinated? B3 should coordinate with B32, right? B3 should coordinate with B32. Then B12 should coordinate with B23. And for a fault at P2, B32 should coordinate with B21 and B1 should coordinate with B12.